It's been 20 years since Joseph has seen his family. His brothers are standing before him. After everything that they had done to him, the question is it now time for retaliation? Will Joseph seek revenge? Is it payback time? Welcome to the Word for 2021. Today we're in Genesis chapter 42. The famine that started in Egypt has reached Canaan. Now there is no food available, and Jacob speaks to his sons. He says in verse 1, "Why do you just keep looking at each other? There is grain in Egypt. Go down there and buy some for us so that we may live and not die." So the 10 brothers make their way down to Egypt to buy grain. Joseph, the governor, recognizes them, but he pretends not to know them. He has an idea. It's not for revenge, but for reunion and reconciliation. As Joseph sees his brothers, I'm sure he's wondering, has there been a heart change? Have they softened? Are they sorry? Joseph has seen God do the impossible, the improbable, and the unimaginable. The question now is, what has God been doing in their lives? In verse 9 it says that when Joseph saw his brothers bowing before him, then he remembered his dreams about them. Everything seemed to come rushing back. But now Joseph wanted to do some creative investigating. Joseph plays a part. He first speaks harshly to them and says that they are spies. But the brothers, they say, "No, we are honest men." So then Joseph says, there's a way to find out. After he questioned them, he said, "You must bring your youngest brother here so I will know if you're telling the truth or not." Then he incarcerates all the brothers. After 3 days of being in custody, the past came back to the brothers. This is what the brothers say to each other. "Surely we are being punished because of our brother. He pleaded with us, but we would not listen." And then Reuben says, "We must now give an account for his blood." They have guilty consciences. They're still being plagued and haunted by their past. When Joseph hears their conversation, he then turns away and he weeps. He knows that God has been at work. Now, Joseph could have said at that very moment, "Well, serves you right. Good, now you know how it feels." But instead, he's full of hope. God has done a work, and he is excited about what's going to take place. God is the God who does the impossible. And now Joseph, as he hears his brothers, he realizes that the God of the impossible has been doing and is doing the impossible. He's bringing about a change. The God who gave him the dreams has been faithful. And despite all the trials and the waiting, he now knows that God has been at work. So Joseph is not seeking revenge, but he's seeking reunion and reconciliation. True healing of relationships takes 3 things. First, a reliance upon God. That's what Joseph has been doing. Joseph has released his past to God. He named his firstborn Manasseh, saying, "I'm going to forget about my past." And then his second son he named Ephraim because God has blessed him in the midst of his suffering. So Joseph has released all of his past to the Lord. But now, on his brother's end, there's 2 parts that need to take place for reconciliation really to happen. The first is recognizing your own sin. And that's what the brothers are doing here, and Joseph has heard it. And then the third is with remorse, you repent. When those 3 things are taking place, change is going to happen. First, a reliance upon God. Second, the recognizing of your own sin. And then, with remorse, you repent. When those 3 things are involved, then God does miracles, which is what Joseph is seeing before him here in this chapter. God is beginning to heal these relationships. And the God of the past is the God of the present. If you have a relationship issue, God can bring healing too if we do those 3 things. Once again, rely upon God, recognize sin, and with remorse, repent. With that, anything is possible with God. Thank you for joining the Word for 2021.